and that amount which is given by the head cashier to the petty cashier is called as an impressed amount. Conveyance means what? Traveling expenses. Bus fare is related to what? Traveling expenses. We can write here because it is the amount which is related to stationery. So we have written below the column called as stationery. Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Sahana L, Faculty, Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram PU College, Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Dear students, in this session, we will learn recording of transaction 2, that is chapter 4, session 3 of first PUC Accountancy. In today's session, we shall learn what is petty cash book. Petty cash book is a subsidiary cash book. Petty cash book is one of the subsidiary book which is used to record all petty or small payments such as printing and stationery, postage, telephone charges, cartage, conveyance, etc. Petty cash book is one of the types of cash book. Petty cash book is one of the subsidiary book in which we record all the petty payments of an organization. Like it could be printing and stationery, postage charges, telephone charges, cartage, conveyance, that means traveling expenses, and also all these small expenses will be recorded in a separate cash book called as petty cash book. Petty means small. In this subsidiary book, in this cash book, we record all the payments, all small payments which are made by the organization. Now, we have to understand what is analytical petty cash book or columnar cash book. This is one of the type of petty cash book. Columnar petty cash book or analytical cash book is one of the type of petty cash book in which the name itself telling columnar. Columnar means it is a petty cash book which has many columns. It is a petty cash book which has many columns, which has many columns to record the amount of payment. Each amount column is allotted for items such as specific payments such as cartage, postage, traveling expenses. So columnar petty cash book means what? This is one of the petty cash book which has a number of columns, which has many columns. That is what is called as columnar, analytical. Okay, number of columns for the amount on the payment side is called columnar petty cash book. There will be many columns like for cartage 1 column, telephone charges, postage, conveyance, like that many columns for payments will be made. That is why this petty cash book is called as columnar petty cash book. Now, with respect to this, we have to learn what is an impressed amount. What is an impressed amount in petty cash book? Interest amount here means it is the definite sum, say rupees 2000 given by the cashier to petty cashier in the beginning of a certain period. Petty cashier makes payments out of this impressed amount. He gets reimbursement of the amount spent after a certain period. Now let us learn what is an impressed amount. Impressed amount means there will be two types of cashiers in an organization. How many types of cashiers will be there? There will be two types of cashiers in an organization. One is chief cashier or head cashier, and the other one is petty cashier. In the beginning of the month, the head cashier will give certain amount to the petty cashier to make payment towards petty expenses. Followed, to make payments towards petty expenses, the head cashier will give it to the petty cashier, and that amount which is given by the head cashier to the petty cashier is called as an impressed amount. Is called as an impressed amount. Okay, using that amount, the petty cashier will make all the he will meet all the expenses and he will record in the petty cash book. And if it is any remaining, okay, whatever the amount which is spent to make payment towards the petty expenses will be reimbursed. for the next month. Who will reimburse? The chief cashier will reimburse the amount which is spent by the petty cashier. Okay, it will be reimbursed to the petty cashier in the next month, and that amount we call it as impressed amount. Next, this is the format of petty cash book. Okay, heading we have to write as petty cash book, amount received, date, particulars, voucher number, amount paid, and all these are columns for expenses, analysis of payments. All these are expenses of an organization. It could be postage, telephone charges, printing and stationery, carriage, conveyance means traveling expenses, miscellaneous expenses. Miscellaneous expenses means whichever you cannot enter in all these columns will go to miscellaneous expenses or sundry expenses or other expenses. So this is the format for petty cash book. Now we will look into the problem on petty cash book. In your examination, petty cash book problems will be asked for 6 marks. Now let us learn how to prepare the petty cash book. The problem is given, prepare petty cash book. What they have asked us to prepare? They have asked us to prepare petty cash book from the following transactions. That means they have given us few transactions below. Looking into these few transactions, we have to prepare the petty cash book. That is the meaning of this. Now we will make the columns first. So this is the column. Okay, petty cash book heading we have to write amount received, date, particulars, voucher number, amount paid, and all these are different types of expenses: stationery, conveyance, cartage, wages, postage. Depending upon the expenses given in the problem, accordingly we have to make the columns. Suppose if cartage is not given in the problem, then this column can be removed. Wages is not given, wages column can be removed, and we can keep rest of the other columns. So now let us look into here. Impressed amount, weekly impressed amount rupees 500. Okay, what is the impressed amount that is received? Here, see here, July 24. July 24, how much money received? 500 rupees received from the chief cashier. That is why we have to enter it as to cash account when we have received July 24th. How much money received, amount received by the chief cashier? How much money? 500 rupees we are receiving from the chief cashier to the petty cashier. Petty cashier is receiving how much? 500 rupees. That is why we have to make an entry to cash account July 24, 500 rupees. This is an entry we have made for the amount received by the petty cashier from the main cashier. Okay, so next, July 24, stationery. So towards stationery, how much we have spent? 100 rupees we have spent. So we will record it 24. Okay, for money received, we will write it as to cash account because we are receiving in the form of cash. We have entered here, and for all the expenses we mention it by. Okay, by stationery 24th, we have how much we have spent? Amount paid column we should write 100 rupees we have spent towards the stationery. The amount paid is 100 rupees towards stationery. So 100 we have written, and in this payment column, analysis of payment also we have to make an entry. Okay, stationery is related to which? In which column we have to enter? We have to enter in stationery. Okay. Now next one, bus fare 25 date we have spent for bus fare. How much? 12 rupees. Okay, by bus fare, date in the date column 25 by bus fare. Bus fare means bus charges. Okay, how much we have spent for bus charges? 12 rupees. Okay, this where can I write? In which column can I write? I can write in the column called conveyance. Conveyance means what? Traveling expenses. Bus fare is related to what? Traveling expenses. Correct. So I will write here in the below the conveyance column. Okay. Rest all you have to put dash like this. Otherwise you get confused. Okay. It should be in the same line. That is why. Next, 25 cartage 40 rupees. Correct? Cartage 40 rupees. Now, where do we enter? 25 date. We have spent towards 40 rupees towards cartage. So, by cartage, how much money amount we have paid? Rupees 40 towards cartage. In this analysis of payment, where should I write? I will write below the column cartage. Next. What is the next one? 26. Taxi fare rupees 80. That means on 26th date, we have spent 80 rupees towards taxi fare. We will enter here. We will write the date in the date column 26. By taxi fare. Taxi fare means taxi charges, traveling expenses. 80 rupees we have spent. Okay, one entry here. And one more entry here you have to write in the conveyance column. Because taxi fare is what? Taxi charges. Taxi charges means what? It is related to traveling expenses. That is why we have entered below the conveyance column. We'll look into the next one. 27. Paid to casual labor rupees 90. What it is? Wages paid to the laborers. The business is making payment to the laborers. Correct? So, where should we make an entry? Date 27. By wages. Okay? By wages. How much amount we are paying towards wages? 90 rupees. We have to make an entry here. And another entry in the analysis of payment. Where should I write? Can I write in stationery? It is not possible because it is nowhere related to stationery. Conveyance also no. Cartage also no. Wages, yes, this is the correct. So, below wages column, we have to write 90 rupees. Next, 29, postage. Towards postage, how much we have spent? 80 rupees the business has spent. So, we will record this also. 29, by postage. How much money paid towards postage? Postage means postal stamps, postal letters, envelopes, etc. All these postal expenses. Okay, so 80 rupees we have spent. So in which column can I write here? Analysis of payment. I cannot write in stationery. Conveyance, no, it is not appropriate. Cartage is also not appropriate. Here wages also I cannot write. So the right column for to write the postage is the postage column. So we have to write here 80 rupees. Okay, see here, now we have transferred all the expenses which are given in the problem. After this, what we have to do is, we have to draw one line like this. We have to draw one line like this, and you have to, there is a column called as amount paid. There's a column called as amount paid. All these numbers you have to total. All these numbers, if we total, it comes to 402. 100 plus 12 plus 40 plus 80 plus 90 plus 80. Put together all these numbers, it is 402. So total money, how much we have spent? It is 402. Okay, that's the meaning of this. And each column we will total. Stationery, what is the total? 100. Conveyance, you total 12 plus 80 is how much? 92. Cartage, what is the total? 40. Wages, how much is the total? 90. Postage, what is the total? 80 rupees. Okay, after doing all the total, okay, we will leave one line space here, and again we will draw one line like this. Okay, now we will write this amount, the money which is received by the chief cashier. That amount we will write here. 500, 500. Both the side we will write here. After writing 500, okay, how much actually? This is the money received from the chief cashier, correct? 500 minus 402. 402 means what? This is the actual expenses met, actual expenses incurred. We have received 500 minus 402. What is the difference amount? 98. The difference amount has to be written here. Okay, the difference amount has to be written here. For this, we should write it as by balance carried down when month end. This is July month, right? July month, 31 days are there. So 31 by balance carried down. The same carried down is brought down to the next month. To balance brought down. Okay, after July, what is the next month? August 1. So August 1 carried down is brought down for the next month, that is August 1. To balance brought down 98 rupees. Okay, next. We should write to cash account. How much money the chief cashier has to reimburse? 500 rupees carried down. Okay, whatever carried down is brought down for the next month. Or next month is August 1, 98 rupees. Carried down, brought down. And next, to cash account. To cash account means, see here, previous month how much we have received? 500 minus 98. Okay, minus 98, that carried on. That means 98 rupees is still there in the business. Okay, so how much money has to be reimbursed? 402 rupees has to be reimbursed by the chief. That means August 1, we will receive in the form of cash, okay, 402 rupees. Okay, that is the amount which is spent, correct? That amount will be reimbursed by the chief cashier to the petty cashier. When it will be reimbursed? On August 1, August 1, to cash account. Money will be given in the form of cash. That is why to cash account 402. How I got 402? 500 minus 98, because 98 rupees is there in the business. Okay, so remaining 402 will be reimbursed. This is how you have to make the columns and you have to make an entries. And this problem is for 6 marks. It is an easiest problem. Okay, it is an easiest problem. And all these things you have to practice. All these headings, okay, you have to practice several times so that it is easy for you to write in your examination. There will be one definite question for 6 marks in your examination. I hope you have understood this. Kindly practice several times. It is very easy. You should not leave this in your examination. Now, let us do one more problem. Okay, prepare petty cash book. Means what? We are asked to prepare petty cash book from the following transactions under impressed system. Means what? We have asked to prepare the petty cash book from the following transactions. They have given us few transactions. Looking into these few transactions, we have to prepare the petty cash book. Okay, how? Under impressed system. We already learned what is an impressed system. Correct? Impressed system means what? The chief cashier beginning of the month some amount will be given, and the petty cashier has to make payments by using that amount. And if it is any whatever the money that the petty cashier has utilized will be reimbursed in the next month. Correct? Now we will make the columns. Okay, this is the heading petty cash book, and we will make all the columns. Amount received, date, particulars, voucher number will be left blank, amount paid, and all the analysis of payments. Okay, analysis of payments, conveyance, postage, stationery rupees, and miscellaneous expenses. Like that you have to make the columns. Next we will see here, July 1 received rupees 2000 impressed amount from the head cashier. How much money we are receiving? 2000 rupees we are receiving from the head cashier. Correct? That is called as an impressed amount. 2000 rupees impressed amount has been received on July 1. So first we will make an entry for this. July 1, date in the date column. Okay, what we are receiving? Cash we are receiving, correct? From the head cashier. So we will enter here as to cash account. How much money we are receiving? 2000 money we are receiving. Amount received is 2000 on July 1 in the form of cash. So to cash account, July 1, 2000 we have to make an entry. Next, auto fare 155. On second date we have spent on auto fare, that is 155 rupees. Okay, we will make an entry. Date column we will write the date, July 2, auto fare, by auto fare. Auto fare means what? Auto charges, correct? How much amount we have paid towards auto fare? It is 155. You have to make an entry here, 155 amount paid. And you come to here, analysis of payments. Which is the appropriate column to mention the auto fare? It is conveyance, correct? So we will write here. Why? Because conveyance means what? Conveyance is nothing but traveling expenses. Auto fare is what? It is a traveling expenses. So below conveyance we will enter the amount. Next, okay. 3. courier service 140. Date 3, courier service. We will enter this. See here, 3, July 3, by courier. By courier. Towards courier charges, how much we have paid? Amount paid 140. Correct. In which column we will enter? Conveyance is not appropriate. Postage is appropriate because courier is related to postal. It is a post. So that is why we have to enter below the postage column 140. In other columns, we have to put dash and dash. Next. Erasers, sharpeners and pencils 105 rupees on 5th July. We will record this also. See here, July 5th, by erasers, pencils and sharpeners, how much money we have paid towards this? 105 rupees amount paid column we will write. And also in which column we will enter? Conveyance, it is not possible. Postage, it is not appropriate. So we can enter in stationery because erasers, sharpeners and pencils are related to stationery, right? So we will write in the stationery column 105. In all the other columns, we will put dash. Next, 6th, speed post charges. Speed post charges. Okay, this also we will enter. Speed post charges. Date in the date column 6. Okay, how much money we have paid? 98. Speed post charges means what it is related to? Post. Correct. Speed post charges is related to post. So conveyance we cannot write, postage we can write. Correct. So it is related to postage. So we will write in the postage column. In all the other columns we will put dash. Next one, 28, refreshments. Refreshments is how much? 195. It is an expense. Okay, we will record here 28 by refreshments. How much we have paid amount towards refreshments? 195. So we will enter it in the amount paid 195. Refreshments means what? Coffee expenses, biscuits expenses, all refreshment expenses. Okay, so you cannot enter in conveyance, you put a dash. Postage you cannot enter dash. Stationery also it is not the appropriate one. You can write in miscellaneous because refreshments we don't have a column like this. So this refreshments comes under the category called as other expenses, sundry expenses or miscellaneous expenses. Followed? So we have written in the miscellaneous expense column. Next, 31, date 31, computer stationery 165. Okay, this is the expense. Here 31, by computer stationery. How much money paid towards stationery? 165. Okay, it is computer stationery. You can neither write here nor here. We can write here because it is the amount which is related to stationery. So we have written below the column called as stationery. And in all the other columns, you have to put dash for our convenience. Okay. Next, all the transactions we have entered, right? Now over. Now what we have to do is we have to draw one line like this. We have to draw one line like this and we have to do the total. All these amounts, if you do the totaling, all these amounts, if you do the totaling, it comes to 858. Similarly, each column you have to make the total. See here, it is 155. Correct. If you add these two, this column, it is 238. If you add this column, it is coming to 270. If you add this column, there is only one item. Okay, there is only one figure. The same 195 is written down. That is the total of that particular column. Okay. After that, you leave one line space here. You leave one line space and you draw one line like this. You draw one line like this. And how much we have received the amount? 2000 is there. No, we will leave one line space and we will write 2000 here. We will enter 2000 here. Now what we have to do? 2000 minus 858. That means 2000 is the amount which is received by the head cashier, out of which 2000, okay, the petty cashier has spent 858 only. So 2000 minus 858 is how much? 1142. The difference amount should be written in this. We have left one line, right? So there we have to write 1142, and for 1142 we should write it as by balance carried down. When it is carried on month end, that is 31. When 31, it is July 31. Okay, balance carried down is when? July 31. The carried down amount is carried to the next month. So 1142 is carried down, okay, on July 31. The same amount is brought down to balance, brought down for the next month, that is August 1. Okay, 1 see here, to balance brought down 1142. Okay, now again to cash account, we should write it as to cash account. How much cash we have to receive from the chief cashier next August 1? August 1, how much we have to receive? It is 858. How I got 858? 2000 minus 1142. It is 858. Okay, so to cash account 858. Okay, many of the students will do mistakes in this part. Okay, practice well. Okay, practice well, do not make any mistakes. It is very easy problem, it is easy to score. So kindly practice and do not make any mistakes, particularly in this part. Okay, practice very well. Okay, it is a 6 marks definite question in your examination. See to it that you practice well and write in your examination. Thank you. I hope you have understood today's session. It is very easy. The problem is very easy. Okay, practice several times and attempt this question in your examination. Thank you very much.